He said he loved me, held my hand, kissed me like I was everything he ever wanted. Then one day he vanished. No goodbye. No warning. Just silence. But when he came crawling back, begging for another chance, I didn't just say no. I made him watch me rise without him. If you've ever trusted someone so deeply it felt like giving them the key to your soul, only for them to throw it away, you're going to feel this story in your bones. Hit like, subscribe, and stay with me. Because sometimes the sweetest revenge is rising while they stay stuck in regret. Open Book E, Full Narrative Expansion. 1. The First Spark. It all started on my very first day at a new school. I boarded the bus and grabbed the first seat I could find, one of those elevated ones over the wheels. I sat down quickly, nerves coiling in my stomach, and the moment I stood up, thud. I hit my head on the overhead compartment. Hard. My face went crimson. I scanned the bus, hoping no one noticed, and there he was, smiling. Amused, not malicious. Let's call him Roy. He was in my grade, different section, lived a couple of blocks away. And from that very first moment, something electric sparked between us. Not romance, not yet, just chaos. We annoyed each other endlessly, fought about everything, teased each other like it was a sport. But then one day, something shifted. He came onto the bus, practically glowing. I'm gonna propose to this girl I like, he grinned. I don't know why I helped him. Maybe I just wanted to see him happy. We planned the whole thing, flowers, timing, everything. And the next day, she rejected him. I sat with him the whole ride home while he wiped his tears and pretended he didn't care. But that day, that hurt became our glue. And from that moment forward, we were inseparable. Weeks turned into months. Months into years. Everyone around us could see what was happening, teachers, classmates, even our moms. We were that close. The way he looked at me when he thought I wasn't paying attention, like I was the only person in the room. He loved cricket. I didn't. But I learned every rule, every stat, just to have something to talk to him about. I still remember one morning, I came onto the bus early and just broke down crying. He walked in, looked at me, and didn't ask questions. Just sat beside me and said, "Talk to me." I pushed him away, told him I needed space. He nodded and came back 2 minutes later with a lunchbox full of sweets. Cookies. Candies. A little ado. "I'm sorry I couldn't give you space," he said, "but I figured I could give you this." He'd collected them from his class's Diwali party, asking classmates for extras. All for me. I hugged him so tight, I could barely breathe. That was the moment I realized I was in love with my best friend. 3. A love that felt like home. He was everything. He'd let me sleep on his shoulder during long bus rides, gently stroking my hair, tie my laces for me when I couldn't, surprise me with flowers from his garden, spam me with memes after every hard day. Even my mom loved him. She'd let us go out together on his scooty, no questions asked. He'd play cricket with my brother, help her in the kitchen, even tutor me in physics. And when he finally proposed to me, in Telugu, my mother tongue, on our school farewell, I kissed him like my whole world was on the line. We were the kind of couple people wrote poems about. We were laughter, mischief, stolen kisses in elevators, late-night texts, ice cream runs, soft touches, and whispered promises. He was my safe place. Until he wasn't. Started small. A text left on read. A call ignored. Then nothing. A week. Then 2. Then a month. Just silence. I messaged him endlessly. Spoke to his friends. Begged for answers. They said he was fine, just off. I even got past security at his society once. But something told me not to knock on that door. And then, after a month of radio silence, he texted me. I want to break up. No warning. No explanation. When I called, desperate for answers, he said it was because of my DMs. That he saw me venting to my best friend on Instagram about how he was distant, unavailable. She'd said I deserved better. I didn't disagree. And because I hadn't defended him, he took that silence as betrayal. He ignored my pain, my tears, my texts. And suddenly, I was the villain. I reminded him that I was suicidal, that he knew I was struggling. And yet he chose to leave me. Not gently, but through absence. He wanted to stay friends. I said whatever. And I meant it. 5 from pain to power. He kept texting. Dry messages. Pointless small talk. Then one day he asked, "Is something bothering you?" I replied, "Yeah, a lot. I don't trust you anymore. Not after you left me when I needed you the most." He left me on scene. I laughed bitterly. That was the last laugh I let him have. He came back again, days later, begging to meet. I was stupid, he said. I ruined everything, he said. I still love you, he said. I wanted to believe him. Part of me still loved him, too. But another part, a stronger part, remembered the nights I cried myself to sleep wondering what I did wrong. So I smiled and said nothing. Let him beg. Months passed. We met again, this time with friends. And there he was, standing beside another girl. They weren't dating, but the way he laughed with her, the way he looked at her, it ripped me apart. I'd been dragging myself through depression, struggling in school, living each day like I was crawling through glass. And he was out here, smiling, flirting, thriving. I felt rage. Raw, molten, clarifying rage. He texted again, said he wanted to try again. But I wasn't the same girl anymore. I wasn't soft and pliable. I was steel. I told him no. No tears. No tantrum. Just silence. And the last thing I ever gave him was the cold, empty echo of everything he gave me. He wanted me to be the one begging, to be the one chasing him forever. Instead, I made him watch. Watch me cut him off. Watch me rise through the darkness without his hand to hold. Watch me become someone untouchable, someone who no longer needed him to feel whole. And now, he still texts, still checks my stories, still lingers like a ghost in the places we once laughed. But he's just that now, a memory, a lesson, not a love. Sometimes, the most satisfying revenge isn't slashing tires or public takedowns. Sometimes it's surviving, thriving, and living in a way that makes the person who broke you realize they didn't even scratch the surface. If this story hit you in the heart, hit that like button. And tell us in the comments, what would you have done in her place? Subscribe for more powerful stories of heartbreak, healing, and the kind of revenge that doesn't need fire to burn. Because nothing hurts more than knowing you lost someone who made surviving look like winning.